Hey, I'm Kev welcome back to MotoGP 18 as Mayo did not have the best time in the wet round Mugello. We have a much better time as we head back to Spain for the second time around the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. So here goes Mayo for the first of three possible qualifying efforts around the staple of the calendar in recent years, Catalan Grand Prix. And a very tough circuit as well, very tricky. A bit like Jerez, but just a bit more high speed. More pushing third and fourth gear corners rather than second and third. Especially that long right-hander hanging on to this thing for dear life. To go into this next right, which is a good passing spot. So it's the next left as well, downhill braking. Very easy outbrake yourself, go wide. Or you can just hook up the apex like Mayo did there. As he's chasing down Alex Marks, it's the home heroes 44.8. And he's seen it really close up in the championship as well. So it needs a good result, it needs another podium. As he's trying to fight for this Moto2 title. It really is anyone's at the moment, even Marcus's. I know he's over a race for him behind, but you have to watch out for the Mark VDS man everywhere. So apparently Mayo's up everywhere. Going to the top. I mean, he is catching the rider in front. Let's go through the penultimate corner. Make sure you don't get on the power too much as, Econ home turf. Down the Spanish teenager. And again. As Mayo heads towards the line. And he is top, 44.5. Good start. Let's see if we can improve it this lap though. Did break a bit early into the first corner. Definitely deep on this occasion. And just sweep down the inside of the speed up as he's 24 tenths up. He's heading into the right. Make sure you don't break yourself, Mario. Stays on the line, so had to short shift a bit up to third though because the rear was trying to get away. The bike seems to be very well suited around here, unlike the high speed corners of Mugello and all of those fast chicanes. Likes to more flowing out here, and looks like, and he's still 4 tenths up. So he could be heading for a 43, which would be very decent. Should be at least top 5 on the grid, you'd imagine. Well, you never know as it speeds up in the final 5 minutes or sessions. So a bit wide in the left. And now he's apparently 6 tenths up. Then uphill through the right. I said it was mostly second or third gear call. I didn't see Mayo's mostly in second or first. This is Olivier, 44 flat. 43 will be good then. So into the final corner, back in, trying to get away. Nice and early on the power. Then towards the line. This looks good. This looks brilliant. It's a 43.4. I think he can stop there, as nobody could beat Mayo. And that 43.4 as he grabs a pole for... Is it the first time this season? I think it might be. Has he got Marquez in second, Olivier in third? The season's already a blur to me, and it's only been 6 races long. As he got Mir on the second row alongside Locatelli with another top 5 qualifying. But outstanding from the Italian ahead of Bagnaia. Then Baldassari, Vergay on home turf, and Passini. Danny Kent rounds out the top 10 on his speed up. You probably will never hear that again this season. Same for Short outside the top 10 in qualifying. And Kuradin on the 4th row. Brilliant from the Malaysian, ahead of those, Ika and Binder down in 15th, ahead of Quartaro, Navarro, Corsi, Venati, the veteran rounds out the top 20, Hector Barber on home turf, ahead of Remy Gardner, then Agata, Bent Snyder, Marini down in 24th, so obviously not hooked up for all of the teammates, and almost 5 seconds slower than Mario. You've got Vinales, Oldendale and Jules De Niro, then Paoli, Fugolini, and Manzi. And on the back row, it's Nakashima, Granado and Joe Roberts on his NTS. So let's see if Mario can back this up in the race and grab another victory. As Mario revs it up, once again the track is wet for the race as he revs it up and we get underway. With a pretty poor start, and look at Locatelli, like a cannonball that has been launched up into the podium places, but McDonald trying to take that back immediately and trying to get back past his teammate as well, up into second behind Marquez. So home fans will be happy as the VR46 teammates get to battle, get to work on each other as Brad Binder out of the points, down in 16th. And Navarro, and so you saw McDonald using lots of first gear. Well, he won't be able to do these in these conditions. It'd be third and second, so I guess I knew it was going to be wet for the race. Let's see, the Malaysian already out the points. There's a big wheelie for Mario, but Mark is not very strong in a straight line. Mario can just slide through into the left hand and take back the lead. Very suspect there as Bassini gets past his teammate Locatelli for 7th. So after that superb start, the Italian falling down the order, and Marquez shoves back in Kamsa into the lead. So Mario takes a little tentative look. Oh, a bit more than a look. That was a bit more bashful than I think anyone would have expected. And the home crowd have just gone a bit quiet after that. As he comes to the end of the first lap, a bit wide for Mario in the penultimate corner. So easy to do that downhill again. Very tricky, and so is the last corner as well. Mario on the power nice and hard as Courtois gets past his teammate and Corsi. Up into 11, we've got Shortado Locatelli. He's almost outside the top 10 already, Italian, from Hero 2-0 by the end of the lap. As Mario breaks into the first corner, a bit leisurely. But he holds onto the lead, and here comes Miguel Oliveira. Battling for second with Marquez. But his teammate Binder's down in 14th. Danny Ken, as Marquez tries to do the same move to McDonald. McDonald's unmoved though. Marquez now battling for third with Bagnaia. Here comes Oliveira, here comes Marquez again. Got a madhouse at the front. It's all wide for McDonald. But he gets a run on Marquez and Oliveira. That's the advantage of going wide. Sometimes you can get on the power slightly early, get a cleaner run out of corners. So gets on the power for the left turn, and Marini's into the points ahead of Kent, or not. This one takes his own line through Kamsa. So might be defending into the tight left-hander. The second lap. As Olivia pushes him wide. So here comes Bagnaia as well past his teammate. Teammate not having any of it though. Nooks down the inside of Marquez. It's dropped down to 4 from the lead in a couple of corners. But immediately back past Bagnaia. Mario really does not like being behind his teammates, does he? Especially Pecco, who's being built up as a future star. Not the same for Mario, strangely. Maybe a bit of a chip on his shoulder then with his teammate. As he gets down the inside of Marquez, down the inside of Oliveira into the first corner. Oliveira swaps by through the left hand, or not quite. McDonald holds on. Then Oliveira just sails down the inside for the right, but goes wide. So takes the lead back on this third lap. What an exciting race this is for the lead. 4 of the best. Oliveira, Marquez, and now McDonald. 3 of them right in the title hunt as well. Well, I say Marquez right in the title hunt. It's Oliveira and McDonald are right up there. Baldassari, who's we haven't seen at all. Where is the Italian? Where's the Pons rider? Another rider in Bagnaia who should be in the title hunt, but it's not the best start to the season. McDonald just sweeping into the VR46 team and just fitting like a glove. Let's see if he can get his braking done into left hand. Again nudged by Oliveira. It seems to have to run on the KTM down the inside through the right. Taking a lot of curbing though is Mario. So once again a little nudge from Oliveira, and he's going down the inside and penultimate corner. McDonald having none of it though. Holds onto the lead just. It really is becoming elbows at dawn between these pair. Did not end on the best of terms as KTM teammates. It's definitely showing this race as he got into the fourth lap. This is Marquez. Baldassarri's in fifth. He's not far off the lead. So the Pons rider's definitely still a part of this. As Mir and Verge battle for home pride. As well, what was that from Oliveira? Dive from nowhere, and here comes Baldassarri up into fourth head of his roommate. And he's on the middle, that's where Mario often runs away with things, but seems like Oliveira often gets better in the second half of races. But not let that happen. And of course with Marcus there as well, driven by that home crowd. Should be right there with this pair. Well, Baldassarri and Bagnaia are battling like hell. They may drop back slightly then in the battle for fourth. Whereas top three can maybe make a little break for it while they're preoccupied. So that's a bit too slow through Campster. Once again, Mayer might do defending. Into the left-hander, not quite. That's a decent enough lead for once. Maybe the only corner he can get away with being in first gear. Schrott's out the points, battling with Corsi for 16th. What is happening to the German? He is not liking this Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. Maybe it's the Dynavolt bite, but then you see Verge battling for 6th. So the German having an off weekend. Mario bouncing back from his. We're putting a 4-81 and leading by 7/10 ahead of Oliveira, and Marcus putting the fastest lap. He's making that break. With 3 laps to go. Let's see if it works out as tyre is non-existent. Look at that in the bottom right. Both front and rear looking pretty good. Not even half worn at the moment. And just when we maybe had doubts about McDonald's wet weather ability. I mean, it was raining in Mugello, to be fair. A bit wetter than this. But maybe with a slippery track, with dry conditions, he seems to be very good now. Saw it in Argentina early in the season, now we're seeing it here as well. And the crowd a bit hushed as well, because Marcus on the podium, sure, but over a second behind McDonald, who has a second lead on Oliveira. Go through Campster again, very slow. I feel like he should be taking that in third, but or at least enter it in third gear. But just can't get that bike settled into that. There's a bit of a wheelie there. We've seen that not be an issue at the starts now, using some of that rear brake at the start just to settle down. That rear seems to be working. So thanks for the tip, you gave that. So we got 2 laps to go. Mario's pushing, not a good lap that. Still a 48. There's Olivia, Marcus, Baldassarri and Bagnaia have dropped back. Verge to win that battle for 6th ahead of Mir. Got Bassini, Binder and Ika rounding out the top 10. He's recovering, Ika. Having another superb race, the young Spaniard. In front of his home fans. And for Binder as well, recovering after being out the points on that opening lap. Could very much get involved in that battle for 6th. With the Spaniards and Piscini. Well, Baldassarri and Bagnaia, they have still not settled their dispute over 4th. Balasai win it at the moment. Or Bagnaia winning at the moment. And Oliveira still not dropping back. That gap's come down since the previous lap. Now just under 8 tenths. And that's better, picking up the throttle a bit earlier for this back straight, but still maybe a bit slow into the corner. For Mario, as all slides very wide in the hairpin. But barely any wheel spin on the exit, which is good to see. As he's still consistent enough to stay ahead of the Oliveira and have a comfortable enough gap. I mean, it's less than a second, so you can't say it's a comfortable gap, but it's definitely enough to hold the lead going on to the final lap. Just needs one more hard lap like that. And a 48.0. That might have been the fastest lap. Putting it again near the end of the race, McDonald. Despite that mistake as well, into that hairpin on the back after the back straight. It shows you like what he's got in reserves maybe compared to the rest. He's maybe just sitting there comfortably, Mario. So he can definitely get into a 47 maybe if needed. Which making sure he's hitting his marks. He's got over that second gap now to Oliveira. He's just not had enough for the championship leader as the reigning champ has. Is that Locatelli out the points now? We're starting 5th. Being 3rd heading to the first corner. The Italian now in 16th. Where's it all gone wrong for him while his teammates in the top 10? There's Bassini. Are you showing experience pays? Don't know. As Mario's had a bit of a scruffy couple of corners there. Once again, might have to look out into this hairpin. Forward over, yeah, and again wide. We can get away in the lead. As he go through the right-hander. Just a couple of corners to go. For the San Marino rider to grab another victory this season. And what an important one. Not losing that momentum, that early momentum he's had this season. So easy. He could have just had another scruffy race here. Finished around 10th. But he grabbed pole. He's grabbed the fastest lap. And he's grabbed victory. In Spain. Superb ride. And tough ride as well. Knows conditions. And with Oliveira breathing down his neck for most of that race. As Mario wins by 0.6 of a second, with Marquez in third a couple of seconds back. Then Bagnaia winning that battle ahead of Baldassarre by a few tenths. Mir winning his battle ahead of Verge by just over a tenth. Then Passini, no man's land, ahead of Binder. Ika grabbing a top 10, fantastic result. Ahead of Shirotto, recovered to grab some points. Ahead of Quartararo, recovered from a poor qualifying. Marini grabs points as well. Good job from him. Head of Navarro and Sam Lowes, with Locatelli, heartbreak. Couple tenths outside of the points. With Garner, Fanati, Corsi, Danny Kent after his good qualifying in 20th. Where was the other Malaysian? Down in 25th behind his fellow countryman Pauli. And then right at the back it is Joe Roberts. So in the championship, McDonald leads by 5 points ahead of the Oliveira, with Baldassarre 18 points back, Marquez 36 points back, and Bagnaia over 2 race wins behind his teammate, 55 points behind in 5th. But 7 points ahead of Bassini, who's just a single point ahead of Verge, and then Binder 11 points with Shorter now in 8th, with Mir rounding out the top 10. He's got double the points of Sam Lowes though, so he's in no trouble, is the Spaniard, but very strange seeing that though in the top 10. As he got Quarter up to 15th, further down, and as you can see, Danny Kent after scoring no points, but still getting his best result of the season up to 25th. As Jules Deno is getting the wooden spoon at the moment. So for Mario, a perfect weekend, as he's up to level 87 for ride position and throttle management, 88 for brakes management, 89 for lean angle, and we're going to be doing some development heading to Assen. As in MotoGP, Marquez, Dovi, Rossi, you get the picture. Then Martin ahead of Bezzecchi and Bastianini in Moto3. So in bike development, we can develop the brakes, suspension, frame or aerodynamics. It's just going to be brakes, isn't it? So we can prevent the wheels from locking or increase the braking power. Is it worth improving the modularity? Should we do that to level 2? We don't really have many issues locking the brakes. It's just out braking ourselves. So it might be braking power we have to look at. I think we might save that for braking power. Because Assen is a bit like, you know, Catalunya there, set a bit tighter in the middle section. So more second and first gear corners, not as flowing. So yeah, we're going to save it until we can up the brakes aggression. And see if Mario can grab his 4th win of the season and take back-to-back victories for the first time this season as we head to the Cathedral, the classic TT Circuit Assen. So for watching, and we'll find out if he does next time.